No games of hoops on a Tuesday night. We are now in the stage where there's just more no games than games. And I'm honestly a little bit bored. But we'll get into the finals tonight. We'll get into all NBA news, whether it's not. My name is Shlomo Stark,
My name is Levi Jacob.
and this is the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. Levi, NBA Finals Game 3. I struggle for things to come up with for content for this pod. I don't really have much to say. I don't really have much pregame analysis. This game will be in Indiana. Indiana is I'm sorry, OKC is favored by 5 points. I think that if Indiana had lost both games, I would assume they'd win game 3. But now I'm going to take the safe bet and predict that OKC win game 3. What do you think?
I think that I still think that it's going to be 6. I think odds are that they're going to take 5.
So you're
That's what I
predicting
think.
OKC win game 3.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a long way of saying that. Exactly.
Thank you. I don't know why we were predicting game 5 right now, but I like it. We need some content. Um, any thoughts on the game? You want to make a prediction on how you think the Thunder will win? You think it'll be close? You think it'll be not close?
I don't think it'll be so close. I think now the Pacers are the ones who have to prove to me that they're like what their competitive edge is. Like the Thunder came out last game and showed like, okay, like we can hang on offense and our defense is like really bolstering us. And I think that the Pacers offense has to now show they can outplay the Thunder's defense, which I don't think is going to happen. But until that point, I'm not
Here's,
taking them in a serious.
right. Here's my take. I guess I think a little interesting. The Thunder defense both games has been phenomenal. The Pacers have not played with the pace they normally play at. If you get a 30-point Tyrese Halliburton game, a 30-point Siakam game, then the Pacers can win. The issue is like or a 30-point Ben Mathurin game, whoever it is. Like you need someone on Indiana to be a star, and then the other guys do what they normally do. Everyone always gets their 10, 15 points on Indiana, but you need someone to elevate for it to work. They got lucky in game 1 where no one elevated, but they still won. I don't think they're going to get lucky again, but I think that's the key is someone needs to get hot.
Yeah.
But it's very, very hard to get hot against this Thunder defense. Only Jokic was able to do it consistently.
Yeah, I think also the Thunder really, like, realistically speaking, they really do have 3 of the best perimeter defenders in the league, and their interior defenders are also like really excellent. So even if somebody is getting hot, the Thunder adjusts really well. So I have I give Rick Carlisle a lot of credit. He usually figures out something, some way to move something along. I'm interested to see. It really is like between these two teams, it really is like a game of chess. Just I feel like the Pacers are missing a couple pieces, but time will tell. But I'm very interested to see how they come out in Game 3.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Okay. News. The Knicks have reportedly tried to get the Timberwolves permission to interview Finch, the Rockets permission to interview Udoka, and would like to ask the Mavericks
Allegedly
would like to ask the Mavericks permission to, you know what? I'm reporting it. Who's going to stop me? It's not alleged. I'm reporting it. I've heard. Sources tell me that the Knicks would like to speak to Jason Kidd, but I've heard this from sources that the Mavericks are going to say no as well. Here's my thoughts on this, and then I would love to get yours. I don't like this. Not the news itself. I don't like that the Knicks are trying to get these 3 coaches. You know what Finch, Kidd, and Udoka all have in common? They have not proven that they are winning coaches.
I don't
They
think that's true.
more than Thibodeau.
I don't have the stats in front of me, and I'm scared that it's going to
There's
mess
no
up our
stats.
connection if I do
There's
look
no
it up.
stats. Have they won a championship?
Uh,
The answer is no. It was a rhetorical question. Meaning not rhetorical. It's just you don't have to debate. It's
were
no.
were any of them part of championship coaching rosters?
Assistants?
Yeah,
Thibodeau was also.
I'm. I don't
So I
know.
mean,
I'm
then
asking.
if we're doing that, then meaning then it's the same as Thibodeau.
Was Thibodeau
Yeah,
with who?
he was on the what's it called? Don't get me on this. He was on the Knicks in '99. He was assistant to Van Gundy, I think.
They didn't win though.
No, they made the finals.
I don't know. I don't know if that counts
You're
as
saying
more
an
winning to me.
assistant on a team means you deserve a Knicks job over Tom Thibodeau.
I'm saying you contributed. If that coach won, like meaning Ime Udoka was a standout on the Dallas Mavericks coaching staff when he was coaching Luka. Okay, that was what led him to be um, taken on by the Celtics to be their head coach. Okay, I'm not saying he didn't win. He didn't win the finals. I'm saying, but assistant coaches oftentimes really can contribute to a winning culture within a team. I think that's very important. So if you're telling me that Tom Thibodeau went to the finals, what's the face for?
Face is for Levy. I totally agree with you. I just wanted to say
Okay.
something stupid so that you would argue with me about news instead of saying that it's not news. And it totally worked. You fell right into the bait, um, which I'm thrilled about. I'm so happy we discussed this. I totally agree with you. Great take, Levy. Udoka is an amazing coach. I would love it if the Knicks could have him. Sadly, the Rockets said no. But yes, I completely agree. He's an excellent coach. And that was a bummer. Any more thoughts on this?
I have a lot of thoughts on this actually,
Hear you. I'm
as I
just
do
so
with many things.
worked. Working like a chump. Go right into my little fish trap.
Um, I don't think this is news. I really don't think this is news. I think that realistically speaking, it's probably commonplace for teams to ask like we saw it with Doc Rivers when he was traded, whenever that was, to the Clippers from the Celtics a couple of years. I mean, however many 10 years ago at this point, basically, to go to go coach the Lob City team to try to win them a championship. That worked out perfectly, as everybody knows. Um,
Do you watch the show Clipped?
no,
Have you heard of it?
yeah,
It's pretty good. I liked it.
I appreciated it.
Lawrence Fishburne as Doc was a great casting choice.
I just
Everyone
think
else
he
kind of
looks like him,
stunk.
right?
Everyone kind of stunk. Like you have like Steph Curry as like just some random guy, and I'm like, we all know Steph's face perfectly. Like I don't know, but actually like Clipped. Also, Jay Pritchett from Modern Family as Donald Sterling was so funny.
That's
Uh,
hilarious. Actually, that's great casting.
yeah,
That's really funny.
it was great.
Um, I don't think this is. I think it's very commonplace for teams to ask other teams to interview coaches, and I think that this is just news media being like, "Look at what the Knicks are doing. They're stupid." And like,
Is it?
I don't know to tell you, but what I'm saying is that I like meaning. I think that other teams are better at keeping things more internal. I think the Knicks particularly have a very hard time with that, but just because it then helps the news media move along. Like, the same thing with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like that they were who was going to be the Lakers coach before they interviewed
Guy from
Redick?
UConn?
Yeah,
Forgot his name.
Izzo. Was it
I'm not.
Izzo?
I don't know. You could say me 1,000 names. I just remember he was a UConn coach
We're
because
showing our hubris.
I don't know college, but I know he was like rumored to come, and then he didn't.
But it was only he was rumored to come because the Lakers wanted to approach him. Like I'm saying, that's my point. Is like I'm saying like it, the report from Shams. This is what we were arguing about this morning in the group chat. The report from Shams on the Udoka and Finch, right, was that the Knicks asked to talk to them. They said no, like
Correct.
anybody. Okay.
Correct.
Then it was officially as of today, the Knicks have not asked to speak to Jason Kidd But if they did, reports are that the Mavericks would say no. That's like reporting that the Nets are interested in trying to get Giannis this offseason. Great. You're trying to get a coach who's had a proven track record of being able to be an intelligent coach, and the team that has the coach that likes the coach, that thinks that the coach is valuable, especially with Udoka and Finch, especially Finch because Anthony Edwards loves Chris Finch. For the news to be like, oh, the Knicks asked and they said no, like, yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? If no one does this, let's say no team poaches other teams, do you think it's news?
I still don't think so, honestly. I still don't think so. I think there's like.
Let me ask you something. If Knicks fans find it interesting, should Shams just not say anything?
No, I'm happy for Shams to say something, but I think this goes back to like the Stephen A. LeBron thing. I think that this is slow news day coverage. Like everybody's interested about the Knicks. I understand that. Does that make it news? Is it genuinely sports news or is it entertainment? Right, the drama of it, or is it practically news?
My question to you is, who cares? We got a 15-minute pod, and we spoke about the preview of the Thunder Timberwolves game for 3 minutes. Let's use the other 12 minutes to talk about what's being reported. You're right. Slow news day. It is not the day that Giannis gets traded. So, and it's the day between the day of the Thunder and Timberwolves game. We don't have much to talk about with that series anymore. So, you want to have a 4-minute podcast, or should we try to stretch it to 15 and just speak about what Shams is reporting that Knicks fans are actually interested in?
So my question then becomes, so we're actively diluting our coverage with like speculation about if the Knicks ask something?
No, we are
like, what is this, prom?
We are talking about we are recapping what happened. So if nothing happened, nothing happened. But Shams reported something, Windhorst reported something, that happened. So we're just going to talk about it. If that didn't happen, we'd have nothing to talk about because nothing else happened.
In my eyes, it's not so much.
If a lot of things happened, if Durant got traded yesterday, which I don't think would be allowed, but if Durant got traded, that would be huge because it's even not allowed. So that we'd probably even lead the pod with that before the preview. Like if Durant got traded,
I think we would just jump right into it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It's a slow news day, like you said. So when there's slow news day, you do slow news stories. You don't just ignore the stories. You just do slow. You don't do a 4-minute podcast. You do slow. You don't just try to invent something and be like, who are your top 5 passing centers of all time? Who cares? Who cares? That's a slow news day. My top 5 passing centers of all time. Shams said something. Some Knicks fans care about it. Let's report it. Anyway, we could have fun debating this all day, but the bottom line is I got you with the Udoka thing, and I'm very happy about that. That was the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. I want to thank you, Levy, for co-hosting, for producing the audio. Way to go on that, man. And for just being a good sport about Max and I wanting to talk about things that the whole world wants to talk about except you. I want to thank you, Max, for producing the video. I want to thank you, our audience, for sticking with us even when content is boring between games, and for listening. Have a good one.